Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakernomics, and in today's episode I want to talk to you about Nike SB Dunks. I love the colorways, I love all of the collaborations, and I love all of the storytelling that's caught up in SBs. We're going to start the episode off with a bit of a banger. This is the first one I want to show you. These are the MF Dooms. It's a 2007 sneaker, part of the black box era, and as you can see, my pair is pretty worn. The heel drag is probably fairly evident to you, but I love this pair. Now, the sneaker itself isn't overly amazing, it has to be said. Could say, arguably, it's pretty boring. But obviously this is a collaboration with one of the greatest underground hip-hop MCs of all time, MF Doom, aka Metalface King Ghidra. I really like SB Dunks because to me they're kind of like a car that you modify. You sort of lower the suspension, maybe you add some side skirts, a wide body kit, and then give it an awesome paint job. Like that to me is analogous to the Nike Dunk and then the SB Dunk. I only have one pair of Nike Dunks in the entire collection, and they happen to also be the rarest pair of sneakers I have in the entire collection. These are the NERD Dunks. This is a 2004 pair, and this is the first collaboration that Pharrell was ever involved in sneaker-wise. If you guys remember the band NERD, No One Ever Really Dies, with Pharrell, Chad, Hugo, and Shay, you will know these are some banger sneakers right here. 1,050 pairs made. So the main difference between an SB and a Dunk, in respect of the highs, it's really just the reinforcements. The SB has been purpose made for skating, whereas the Nike Dunk is a mid-80s basketball sneaker. So the SB has basically just been pumped up, extra padding and a little bit more cushioning and reinforcement. The tongues are pretty similar on these two pairs, as you can see, but it's really the padding around the heel that you can see is a little bit thicker on the SB highs. I'll also take you through some of the differences between the Dunk Low and the SB Dunk Low. The next SB I want to show you is a collaboration with DJ Clark Kent, God's favorite DJ, Brooklyn's finest, and these are called the 112 Primitives as part of the 112 pack. The 112 refers to the Brooklyn area code, which you might be able to see on the insole. And the sneaker takes inspiration from a number of pretty cool Nike references, most notably the 3M material on the upper, as well as the Vault touches, which take inspiration from early Nike running kits. And of course, the iconic legendary elephant print that comes from the Air Jordan 3. Next up, we have an inline SB. These are the 2016 eShot Wear Nike SB Dunk Low Sea Crystals. They feature this really nice minty green suede material with the really nice looking leather. But what's interesting about this sneaker that you can probably pick up on is the thinner construction around the heel collar, as well as the thinner construction on the tongue. So the SBs are notorious for their thicker construction around the tongue and their extra padding around the heel. But eShot Wear asked for a thinner construction around both areas because that's what he preferred to wear when he skated. This particular colorway is modeled on a 2004, I think, SB High. The next pair I want to share with you are the Dorothy SBs from 2014, also part of the teal box era. This is a really good example of an SB that has really cool storytelling wrapped up in the design of the sneaker. You'll have probably already guessed that Dorothy refers to the main character in the 1939 classic movie, The Wizard of Oz. What I like about the sneaker is the upper design motif changes from this dark color to the light color, which is representative of the storm that carried Dorothy off to Oz. You can also see the Dorothy reference specifically with the liner, where you can see the pattern inspired by the gingham dress she wears in the movie. You can also see the ruby red slippers, which are represented in the laces and also the back hit on the heel. And it also has the yellow brick road featuring on the insole. So Cool sneaker, great movie, great referencing, and just heaps of fun. So it's probably a good time to talk you through some of the key differences between the SB Dunk Low and the normal Nike Dunk Low. Basically, the SB is just a more pumped up version of the Dunk Low. It's just been reinforced better, afforded extra padding, and is just a little bit more fit for skate purpose than a normal Dunk Low. Although I have heard from a lot of skaters that they prefer the normal Dunk Low to skate because you have a bit more feel with the sneaker. The reinforcement can take away from the feel, I've heard. So the fatter tongue, extra padding around the heel collar, and there's also some Zoom Air inserts on the insoles, which are situated at the back of the insole and then at the forefoot. So basically just gives you a little bit more cushioning so you can land your tricks with more comfort. Another one of my older SBs are these right here. These are the Travis Scott, no, joking. These are the 08 Newcastle Brown Ales. This was a gold box release, and I love the colorway on these, especially for like autumn time or winter time where you can bust out some like mocha or brown or tonal colorways. These just go hard, but they are inspired by the Newcastle Brown Ale logo, which features the sort of like orangey, browny, beige upper contrasted against the blue swoosh. And these have been made super famous by Travis Scott and have gone on to command crazy prices in the resale market. If you've been following me for a little while here on the YouTube, you'll remember the unboxing I did of these where they absolutely stank like smoke. And I'm pleased to report that they now no longer smell. Another one of my older sneakers are these, the Appetite for Destruction SBs from 07, making this another gold box release. I love the colorway. I love the predominantly black upper and how it contrasts nicely against the touches of yellow and purple and the red outsole. The color blocking takes its inspiration from the Guns N' Roses album entitled Appetite for Destruction. So being an 80s baby, growing up with Guns N' Roses, this was a pair that I was only too happy to add to the collection, and yeah, I love them. The Nike SB Dunk Low is a relatively young model in the Nike sportswear lineage. The first Nike SB Dunks came out in 2002, and they were first given out to Nike skate team members. The first Nike SB Dunk Low colorways were colorways that were made for members of the Nike SB skate team, people like Richard Mulder, Reese Forbes, Gino Iannucci, Danny Super. From there, Nike went on to take inspiration from some of the skaters' board sponsors like Chocolate Skateboards and Zoo York. The first Nike SB collaboration was with Supreme. Aligning with brands like Supreme really helped to bring about a bit of clout for the Nike SB model. The next SB I want to share with you is probably one of my favorite retail pickups of the year. These are the Sour Apple SBs from the Fruity Pack. I really like the quality on this pair. The green suede material is really nice. The creamy off-white leather is really nice, and they've got this nice little touch on the inside with the sort of like menacing caricature apple dude, and I like the darker green apple swoosh. I think this is the nicest pair from the Fruity Pack. Another one of my favorite releases this year were these, the Phillies. I really like the colorway, big fan of the sort of sky blue. This is part of like the bubblegum pack or the baseball pack, wherein the sneaker takes inspiration from old school baseball team uniforms. This particular one, obviously the Philadelphia Phillies. It's got some pretty nice touches as well. You've got like the Liberty Bell on the inside of one of the tongues. On the other tongue, it's got a Philly cheesesteak. Do enjoy a gum bottom, and then obviously the bubble gum, referencing the gum the players are chewing all the time. But nice contrast with the sort of maroon swoosh and back tab. It's just a clean pair of SBs. The next pair I want to share with you from the collection are these. These are the 2020 Habibi Dunks. These are a love letter to Dubai. They're pretty complex, and they have a pretty like complex design history, given that they were conceived of in Amsterdam and then redesigned in the United Arab Emirates. And so there's a few things to speak about. Obviously, they're in the colors of the UAE with the red, the whites, the black and the green. The gum sole is supposed to represent the sands of Dubai. You have a double down on the swooshes. You also have a couple of tongues here with the upper tongue actually being removable and depicting a falcon on it, whereas underneath you have like an oyster revealing a pearl. There's an arabesque design on the insole, which is supposed to represent the Memorial Fountain in Dubai, which is like a popular skating place. You've got a number of different materials, from a nice soft tumble to a different leather here to a ripstop material. They come with multiple laces. It's a pretty complex shoe, but they're really cool and I like them a lot. The next pair is another really cool collaboration, one of the more hyped up pairs I have in the collection. It's the collaboration with Concepts. It's the purple lobsters. I really like the lobster pack. I love the way that the speckled leather represents the shell of the lobster. I like the sort of picnic blanket liner, as well as the little rubber bands that wraps around the toe box. That's supposed to represent the rubber bands the chef puts around the claws of the lobster before he cooks it so he doesn't get nipped. It's just a cool shoe. These are, yeah, really quite limited and they go for crazy money, but I'm glad to at least have one pair of lobsters in the SB collection, although I'd love to get my hands on the green pair. 2005 can be looked back upon as being a really seminal year for sneakerhead culture and even the emergence of sneaker resale culture, with crazy releases like the Stussy Cherry, the Tiffany Low, Cinco de Mayo, Puss Heads, Oompa Loompas, Shanghais, and more. But you also had a very important release. The New York Staple Pigeon release was huge because it had kids queuing up for days in order to get their hands on this raffle release, very limited New York City specific SB. The release captured nationwide attention. It made the front page of the news. And the people that got their hands on the sneakers had to be escorted out the back of the shop directly into taxi cabs that were already running in a bid to get them out safely so that they wouldn't be robbed for their sneakers. They were selling for hundreds and hundreds on the day, and nowadays they go for tens and tens of thousands of dollars. These are the 2021 Street Hawkers. Before these came out, I wasn't massively into wearing SBs. I used to buy SBs just because they used to go on sale and sort of wasn't really into them for a few years, but I saw someone wearing these and I just thought to myself, damn, they look so cool, especially this left shoe. So this is a sneaker that is inspired by Chinese food. It was an artist, I think Jason Deng or something, I'll probably get that name wrong, who did a series of watercolored paintings depicting different Chinese dishes from 6 different provinces of China. And those artworks were used as a reference for the design of this sneaker. I'll just share with you a couple of the design features. So you have like prawns that come around the front of the toe box here. The swoosh represents chopsticks. And you've got this embroidered coin here, which is supposed to represent the money that you need to pay for your meal when you're finished with it. I just love these sneakers. I love wearing them. I love the fact that they're different. They break necks and get people asking, what are those, whenever I wear them. So those are the Street Hawkers. My SB of the year to drop are these. These are the Paisley SBs. I love the design on the upper. Apparently it's called Turkish Cucumber, as one of my PT clients from Ukraine recently explained to me. These feature a ripstop material, which means these are customizable. You can take off the material to reveal a different colored material underneath. And I just think that they're awesome. I love the color blocking, I love the design, I love the gum sole, and I love the contrast of the leather white swoosh and the white laces, which really makes these pop. So that's why these are my SBs of the year this year. My most recent pair of SBs, I actually got these sitting last week. These are still in stores. These are the Be True SBs, and these are in support of the LGBTQIA community. They have the wee Be True logo at the back. They celebrate self-identity and creative expression. I love the idea that the material can actually like rub off to reveal different colors underneath. So these are again another sneaker that are totally customizable. They come with multiple laces as well. So you can really customize these to make them unique to you in a bid to express yourself creatively. They also got a wee pocket there that opens up where you can stash some stuff. So that is my most recent SB pickup. Cool pair. The last pair that I want to share, and probably my favorite pair of SBs in my whole collection, are the What the Pauls. Paul Rodriguez, first Mexican to be signed with Nike. He's an illustrious company, being one of only a few Nike athletes to have more than 10 signature shoes. P-Rod is the man. And I love the references to a lot of his different signature shoes and some of his collab shoes. Just off the dome, you've got like the Mexican blankets, you've got like the hemps, you've got the swoosh from the Tinkers, the subtle elephant print from the P-Rod 1, aka the J-Rod. Got the World Championship belt. I actually took the green laces from the Street Hawkers and put them in just because I think they make them pop a little bit more. The left shoe features a little bit more of that elephant print, and the swoosh from the PlayStations. They're just really, really out there sneakers, and because I can't ever see myself being able to afford the original What the Dunks from '07, these are a pretty nice alternative pair to have. So that's my favorite pair right there. So that's my SB Dunk collection and a little talk about SB Dunks in general. Like I said, I love wearing them because they're comfortable, they're casual, and the colorways are awesome. The storytelling involved is really wicked. And the collaborations, whether it's an artist or a musician or a retailer, like all the collabs are always like really thoughtful and really cool, and I feel like the SB acts as a wicked blank canvas to be able to tell a good story on. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Peace.